Well, hi guys. I am so glad to be here again another week. If we've yet to meet and this is your first time joining us here in the PTA PTO Superstar Leader group for our weekly FaceTime, not FaceTime, I'm losing it already, weekly live stream, go ahead and say hi. Let me know that you're here in the comments. I'd love to greet you by name. I am Christina Heideck. I am your fearless leader here in the group, and I'm trying yet another vantage point in my house because I hang out on my couch all the time. So let me know if you like this. We get to go see a whole bunch of different rooms in my house. So anyway, straight on to the point. It is stinking mid-April. And I've been seeing in the group that people are kind of losing their minds or like thinking they're about to lose their minds. And they've been coming into the group looking for support, which is so fantastic. But I kind of felt like I was already going to be talking about how to avoid overwhelm at the end of the year, but maybe people actually like need a little pep talk. Like they need someone to tell them it's going to be okay. You can totally make it through the rest of the year. I know myself, I think we have like 6 weeks left. I can't believe it's only 6 weeks. And I want to say there's a whole lot to do, but actually there isn't, because I have kids in upper elementary and a junior high, and there's not so much going on. Like there's a lot of stuff, but it's totally manageable when it comes to like the PTA kind of side of things. So yay for that for me personally, but I know other people are really feeling the pressure. And I just wanted to, come in with a little pep talk, like you can so do this, you can handle this, you've made it this far. It'll be really nice in June when you don't have to worry about this stuff. And all of the end of the year activities can just feel so much and like pile on top of you. And especially if you don't have a whole lot of helpers for your PTA or PTO and you really feel like you're pulling the load by yourself, it can feel especially burdensome. So there's 2 things you can do about it. One is you can whine in the group. Totally acceptable. I'm never going to stop somebody from venting and getting it all out there. Or 2, if you haven't yet, you can go ahead and download the parent engagement toolkit that I have. It's a totally free resource. I've mentioned it a couple times before, and I'm going to mention it again because it's really fabulous. And if you haven't gotten it, you totally need to. And you can snag that at bit.ly/PTO tools. So that's bit.ly/PTO tools. So go ahead and write that down, make yourself a note so you can grab it at the end of this live stream. So that you can have that, because I really think that toolkit, it has resources in it that if you, like I said, if you haven't used it before, or if you haven't downloaded it, then you don't even know what's inside of it. And what is inside of it are all, like 9 different tools that you can use to get more helpers. So like if you really feel like you're going alone or that your volunteer base has dwindled off and you've put out a call for help with teacher appreciation stuff and you're hearing absolute crickets in return, even like you're not even hearing from your regulars, like the other officers in the group that you would normally expect to hear from, then maybe you want to download this and try some of the tactics, because it's totally not too late. And a lot of them most of them actually don't take that much time or creativeness or inventiveness or anything like that. It's just just has to be done, and usually it works. So give it a try. So some of the things, if you are feeling like super overwhelmed and you just don't know if you can do it, but at the same time, you have to do it, what can you do to kind of avoid being totally burnt out is, one, you need to be really, really realistic. So you need to figure out what you can actually do and not what you like hope to accomplish. I said this to somebody in the group yesterday, because she was feeling totally overwhelmed and she was feeling like she was doing everything by herself and was getting very little support from the people she expected to get support from at school. And I said, listen, the world will keep spinning even if you don't make those customized water bottles for the teacher appreciation luncheon. Like, it's going to be fine. So it like all that stuff is nice, but like the teachers aren't going to be like, man, those parents, that PTA, that PTO, they don't appreciate me at all because I just have a normal water bottle. No, they're going to love that you put the luncheon on for them or the treats that you set out or whatever you did. They're going to appreciate it. So cut yourself a little bit of slack. But when it comes down to like being like super realistic about what you can do, you have to pull out your calendar in order to see like what you can actually do and like look at it and be honest with yourself. Like look at what doctor's appointments you have coming up, what work obligations you have coming up, home projects you might have going on. I don't know if I've shared this, but we recently finished a bathroom renovation that we weren't even doing, and it took, let's see, 6 or 7 weeks, and I was about to lose my mind. Now it is done. I no longer have guys tromping through on tarps and getting dirt and dust everywhere. And it didn't really seem like that would affect me that much, but it did. It just adds to like the normal load of stuff that you already have to do. So if you have something similar going on, like you're going to need to accommodate that in your life and provide, like really carve out some extra time that you wouldn't normally have to do for extra cleaning or what have you. So if you're not using a calendar, I don't know how you're existing in life, especially with kids. So get yourself one now. So this is like really basic, because I think at the end of the year, you just need basic. You just need it like told to you, right? So you're not guessing. The second thing you can do to avoid feeling burnt out is to ask for help. I know I've said this before, but it's worth repeating. Sometimes people need to be specifically asked to do something before they will do it. And I know that if you were in this group, chances are you're not that person. You're not that person at all. Like you hear, hey, I need some help. And you're like, ooh, I can fit that in. I can do that on top of all of my normal stuff, or even, I just think we're like make it happen kind of women. So it's hard for me to understand. It's probably hard for you to understand too. Like, why aren't other people stepping up? If people have to see how hard I'm working at this. People have to see that I'm at the school every single stinking day. Why are they not helping me? So knock that latter part off and like reach out to people and ask for help. And if they have a problem saying no to you, then that's on them. Because like as adults, we need to get better about saying no, especially PTA and PTO leaders and volunteers. They're all yes ma'ams for the most part. But that is a story for another day. But other opportunities, if like no one at school is helping, reach out to your spouse. I've had to ask for help with my husband before when I really didn't want to, because he always says, oh, you do too much. You do too much. Can't somebody else do it? Like, has your husband ever said that to you? Why are you doing everything? He says that all the time. And I'm like, because it'll get done. That's why I'm doing it all. But there have been times, so because he takes that position, I don't like to help him. I don't like to ask him for help, rather. I like just to make it seem like I can do it all. But every once in a while I have to break down and be like, dude, can you just pick up pizza? Because it's just like too much for me today to like figure out dinner. And I know I should have gotten this done, but I didn't. So like just get pizza for dinner and help me out. So you can ask your husband. Or your wife, whoever you're married to. You could ask your mom if your parents live in town. Like maybe she could help out with childcare for a little bit, like take the kids to the movies or take them out for ice cream and give you a little break so that you can catch up on some things, or just have some like alone breathing time. Like that's permitted too. You don't always have to be doing something when someone watches your kids. The other thing is that you can totally ask your own kids, especially if they're old enough to actually be helping instead of, making it a harder job. Like my 9-year-old right now, well, actually this isn't true, because he was helping me. He loves the Cricut, the electronic die cutter. And one year I did a superhero theme for the staff appreciation luncheon. And so I was cutting out all of these superhero paper dolls with the Cricut. And he was 7 at the time. And he was so helpful. I still can't believe it, because he would load the paper. He put the paper on for me and like load it in, and I taught him what buttons to hit. It was awesome. I mean, no, it wasn't like the biggest thing I needed help with, but it was really, it really was helpful. It helped speed up the process. So like if you are doing those customized water bottle things, I'm sure the kids can help you tape them on. Like look for opportunities for help. or to get help and to delegate to your kids. Plus, they'll enjoy doing it, knowing that it's for their own teachers. The third recommendation I have for avoiding burnout at the end of the year is to take a day off. That's right. Not from work, like still going to work, but don't do any PTO work. Like just take the day off. Just be like, I am not doing anything. Don't respond to emails. Don't respond to texts. Just pretend you're busy, because you are taking care of yourself and giving yourself that like mental health day. So totally take it if you need it. And my last tip for this, avoiding burnout, and this is something I am totally bad. I totally don't do this. This is something where, and I know I don't do it, it makes me feel even better when I do it, is do something for yourself that you enjoy. So my example for this is, we just had Easter a couple weeks ago, and I don't know about you, but I follow a whole bunch of these like cookie and cake decorating people on Facebook and on Pinterest and on Instagram. And I love just to like scroll through and see all of the beautiful creations they've made, but I don't bake that often. And so for Easter, I was like, okay, we're going to make these sugar cookies, because I like spent a good amount of time learning how to like make royal icing the right way and like flood the cookies and all those like different cool techniques. I'm not very good at it, but I'm a beginner. But for Easter, I was like, we're going to do this. And I had so much fun. And I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to not be working at something and just doing something I totally love. And it put me in such a good mood. And it really positioned me very well to be just like such a positive person in the days after Easter. It's not like I'm a horribly negative person, but I don't know if you've experienced this, where you've like really been working hard and not been doing things that you enjoy, like that aren't work related or PTO related. But like honest to goodness, you're just like, oh, this is awesome. Like I don't do that enough, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you probably don't do that enough either. So like stop that, like totally do something that you love for a little bit, and you can do it on your day off, or you can like find another time to do it, but I highly recommend it. So there you have the 4 different ways to avoid burnout. First is be realistic about what you can do. Look at your calendar and like legit schedule things in. That's how you get things done, and that you know that you have enough time to complete them. 2, ask for help. 3, take a day off. And 4, do something that you love. I don't think we're kind enough to ourselves. I know as this is going to be a little soapboxy, so forgive, but I think as women generally, we're way too hard on ourselves about what we should be doing, what we could be doing, what we should have done, what we should have said. So I think we'd all enjoy this PTO land stuff a little bit more if we were kinder to ourselves. So let's begin right now at one of the craziest times of the year, so we can enjoy things going forward. So I know I said in the Facebook group that I would also talk about bylaws and standing rule revisions, because I had a couple questions messaged to me privately, and they wanted to remain anonymous. And so I think that that's more appropriate for a different video, and I'm going to upload that onto my YouTube channel. So look for that coming soon. And if you're not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that, because I will have fresh new content there that I'm not going to be putting in the group necessarily. So you want to look for PTO Answers on YouTube. And I have up there almost 30 videos right now, and new videos will be coming out Mondays and Thursdays probably. So yay for that. So I will leave you with that, with my words of wisdom. And then next week, we're going to be diving back into staff appreciation, because that is coming up here really soon. So I hope this has been helpful. And if you haven't already, invite somebody to the group who needs to hear this, because I think you can only hear the can only see the video rather if you're a member. So go ahead and invite them in. So all right, with that, I will leave you and have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.